Turns out that laughter can actually affect you physically as well as mentally. Laughter embraces your intake of oxygen-rich air, stimulates your heart, lungs and muscles, and increases the endorphins that are released by your brain. Laughter can also stimulate circulation and aid muscle relaxation, both of which can relieve some of the physical symptoms of stress. Mental health is a huge concern. Even a small, heartfelt belly laugh can be life-changing. So I have created the Domino Effect, a website splattered with funny jokes to get the most of the amazing things laughter can do. My website is going to help people share and create jokes, hopefully improving mental health around the community. This is my website, the Domino Effect. These are all links to different pages. Start with that one. So these are all different jokes that I have found on the internet, written down, and used here so you can read them there. This one is long jokes. I didn't get much time to do this one, but Knox is. Yeah, that's it.
Let's give her a clap. That's fantastic, Lillian. And what I love is that the laughter that we can have can boost our mental health and really help us have better, more positive mental health. When you were thinking about the domino effect, so it has jokes on there, but are there other ways for people to contribute jokes?
So they would be able to contact us if I had a little bit more time to work on it. They could write down their joke and then we could put it on the page for other people to enjoy. So it's basically one person enjoys it, shares it with somebody else, they enjoy it, shares it with somebody else, and then hopefully it's like a string of dominoes eliminating mental health around it.
That's fantastic. I understand what you mean by the domino effect now. So we're passing on laughter one person at a time. Thank you, Lillian.
My topic is how war affects the earth. My topic is important to me because the world is full of radiation and war is making the radiation worse because of all the bombs that are dropped release radiation into the ground. If war continues, this earth will be full of radiation and won't be a safe planet for humans to live. This should matter to you because you live on this earth too, and if this planet gets destroyed, we can't go anywhere. Here is my infographic and poster on my subject about how the war affects on Earth. If we keep dropping nuclear and atomic bombs everywhere, the Earth will be full of radioactive remains and you will never know if there is an unexploded artillery shell under your feet. I have chosen this topic because I believe that if we don't stop getting into wars and with all the other countries on Earth, the Earth will be a wasteland and the surface of our planet will only have some countries and continents left. I think if we stop now, we will have our beautiful Earth as it is now. Nuclear bombs that are used in war create radiation which falls into the soil and remains there for years. This radiation can be found in the air particles as well as enter into crops that are grown into the radiated area. Humans who eat these crops or live in a high radiation area can become severely sick and diseased. After researching how war affects the environment, in particular the effects of radiation from bombs, I have discovered that carbon dioxide can absorb radiation from the ground. Carbon engineering can take carbon dioxide from the air and use this collected carbon dioxide to absorb radiation from the ground. I've created this model to demonstrate how to suck carbon dioxide out of the air and use the carbon dioxide to clear radiation out of the ground, and to show that you can change the impact of too much carbon dioxide in the air, while also minimizing the amount of radiation in the ground. Here is my website, including information about my topic. Carbon contracting will suck the air out of the sky, take the carbon dioxide out of it, and then the carbon dioxide will be put into areas with radiation in the ground and absorb the radiation. Therefore, this machine will take the carbon out of the air, which is clogging our air, and will also absorb radiation from bombs. The war that affected Earth the most was the Vietnam War in 1954 and ended in 1975, with Vietnam receiving the victory. Parts in central and southern Vietnam, there has always been frequent typhoons and flooding in the low-lying areas, and in the highlands where is droughts and water scarcity. But the war has made a huge difference in the land, food and vegetation growth. It has also made a massive difference in the Vietnamese population. The Vietnamese have lost over an estimated 2 million civilians and 200,000 South Vietnamese troops. And the Vietnamese have lost 5 million acres of forest land, 500,000 acres of farmland. There was 6.1 million bombs dropped in the Vietnam War, compared to 2.1 million in the whole World War II. 90 million litres of Agent Orange were dropped on the Vietnam and destroyed plants, and 4 million affected by the harmful effects of herbicide. Here are website links that help to prevent war. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Harry. Can you show us a bit about tell us a bit about your design for carbon contracting? Can you show us what it does and the parts within it?
There is a fan here which sucks the carbon dioxide sucks the air into a mechanism that drops chemicals while air flows through, and that creates carbon dioxide liquid that is then hardened into these balls that, when you heat up, can be created into carbon dioxide. And here is here is it working.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well done, Harry. And did you enjoy learning about all of these things?
Yes.
That's wonderful. And was it hard making this prototype?
Yes, kind of, because there was a lot of broken wires and dead batteries going through the process.
Well done. Thank you.
Part 1. So what matters to me? Sharks. Sharks matter to me. And the reason I chose sharks is because I have had an interest in the ocean for as long as I can remember. But the species that interests me the most is the one and only shark. Did you know that without sharks we would lose 70% of Earth's oxygen? This is because of tiny molecules living in the ocean that breathe out oxygen. But fish eat these molecules, so the only way these molecules will live is if sharks keep the number of fish in the world to a stable number so that the molecules will continue to live. Part 2. Now what? Sharks have many threats, and 90% of them are from people. Did you know that most sharks have to keep moving or else they won't have water running past their gills and they won't be able to get filtered air from the water? That means if sharks get caught in nets, they will drown. These are some of the many threats that face sharks every day. When you go to the movies and have the best time of your life, there are thousands of sharks dying all around the world. Shark Info and More is a website I made to inform everybody about the ongoing threats that threaten sharks and how sharks have no hope if we don't do something to help them. And as I said before, if we lose our sharks, we lose 70% of our air. So please, if you can do anything to help them, just do it. Another reason why I chose sharks is because when I am older, I wish to be a marine biologist. This is my website. This is the home page, and this is how many sharks die, over how many sharks die a year. And this is a link to the website that inspired me to make a website. If you go here, it has this page with what sharks are really like and how they have no crave or want to taste human flesh. And this is a little slideshow I made to show you pictures of sharks. And this is telling you how many die over a year and how many people die. So more sharks are killed than people each year. This is what sharks eat and how they die from eating plastic, like this whale. And these are just other fun facts about sharks. Like, did you know that dolphins have been known to kill small sharks? And that's my website.
Let's give her a clap. Well done, Marley. This is wonderful information, Amali. I really enjoyed listening to it. I just want to ask a couple of questions. A lot of people get scared of sharks. Do you think this website will help people understand sharks better?
I do, and I hope people get inspired to try and help sharks by this and many other websites that have been made to try and help sharks. There are also ways you can swim in the ocean without them attacking you, because sharks are partly colorblind, so if you wear something like the ocean, they won't be able to pick you up and see what you look like. But if you wear stuff that looks like a seal, they'll just think you're a tasty snack. But they have done tests and dropped fish blood and human blood, and when the sharks saw the fish blood, their brain started going up crazy, looking for it. But when they dropped the human blood, they just went up a little bit, but then it went down. They weren't really excited about it.
That's very interesting information. Thank you so much. Let's give her a clap.
So, my part 1 was So What? And my topic was how music affects our mental health. And it is important because I want to learn which music is the best for our mental health. I created information posters about how music can benefit our brain and mental health. Here are a couple of my favorite slides. So this is about the brain. Doing math problems each have have little bits of corresponding bits in their brain. But when people listen to music, there are fireworks all in different bits on the brain. Playing a musical instrument engages every active bit in the brain at once, especially the visual, auditory, and motor cortices. And here's another one. Listening to music can be entertaining, and some research that suggests that it might even make you healthier. Music can be a source of pleasure and contentment, yes, but there are many other physiological benefits as well. If you've ever felt pumped up while listening to your favourite fast-paced rock anthem, or been moved to tears by a tender live performance. And last one, different parts of the activity in the brain. Playing music has been found to increase the volume and activity in the brain's corpus callosum. The bridge between the two hemispheres allowing messages in the brain faster and through more diverse routes. This may allow musicians to solve problems more effectively and creatively in both academic plus social settings. And this is part 2, now what? And my course statement is, more than 1 billion young people risk damaging their hearing through the dangerous use of smartphones and other audio devices. So I strongly think that you shouldn't use headphones to listen to music on your device, and just listen to it out loud. And this is part 3, then what? And I've created headphones called LC hearing phones. I created it because I want to help people's hearing and make a good volume that won't affect their hearing. And it'll hopefully help people's hearing and help them not to have hearing problems. And here's a picture of them. And that's the end.
Let's give him a clap. Well done. They are great, Luther. So can you tell us a little bit about the features of the headphones? So, yeah.
The headphones, they can be Bluetooth, and so, but if you don't want to waste a Bluetooth battery, you can plug a cord into here, and then you can plug this into your computer, and then it'll go through into your headphones like this. Well, it doesn't actually play, but yeah.
Excellent. And I can see the label on there as well. What does LC hearing phones mean?
Means Luther Capps' hearing phones.
Very cool. Now you said something about the volume, that these headphones help the volume. So what's that about?
They go up to a certain volume depending on what music it plays.
Fantastic. So there's a system in place that has a lock on the volume.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Now, you said in your course statement that the best thing to do would be to listen to music out loud from the computer or the stereo.
Yep.
These headphones, are they a good alternative if you can't do that?
Yeah, if you're in public, you can use these, so other people won't think your music is bad or anything.
Fantastic. Thank you, Luther.
My original topic was about the impact of clinical depression. And some reasons why clinical depression is important to me is because clinical depression is a very common disorder which affects 12% of men and 20% of women. It has a bad medication and there are 2 people in my close family with depression. Clinical depression can be lifelong or it can be really short. Clinical depression should matter to other people because it may affect you or someone else close to you. My course statement went something like this. Since I have researched mental health, I've found that bullying is a huge problem. To help improve mental health, I will encourage people that get bullied to report it and people that do bullying to stop. The thing that I'm creating, or I created, is a website. I created this website to try and help bullies to understand why they should stop. This website is meant to give them information that makes bullies and bystanders, people that watch bullying but don't report it, realize how important it is to stop bullying. Here is the website. So we've got logos. It's got our courses, a quote, and some links, information about Billy, and that's about it.
Thank you. Let's give Matthew a clap. Well done, Matthew. I think the information about clinical depression was very interesting, and you're right, it affects lots of different people in our world. Thinking about bullying, what kinds of things can bullying do to people? Like, how can bullying affect people?
Well, bullying can affect people for the rest of their life. I think 1 in 4 is the chance of people getting bullied in high school. And it can give them anxiety, depression, which is really terrible.
Yeah. Absolutely. And Billy the Bully Blocker, which is fantastic, says fighting back against bullying with Billy the Bully Blocker. So is this a website that people can access to get information? What kind of things does this website do?
Yeah, it's more of a spreading the news and then giving other options for more information, more in-depth information.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Matthew.
Early in doing the project, I started researching space travel and producing a Google Docs document based on moon colonization and the missions we've sent to the moon in recent years and the ones we're going to send in the near future. After I did this, I came up with the early versions of Aurora 1 and Laos Station. These are the early drawn drafts of them, and I redid them at home a couple days later. This is the Low Earth Orbit Refueling Spaceport, or LAOS. Its main purpose is to refuel incoming spacecraft from Earth and allow them to go on further missions. This is the main refueling tank where other spaceships dock onto to refuel from this. This is the nuclear reactor for the electricity for the station and the nuclear fuel. This is the habitation module where people will sleep and live. This is the chemical observation and science laboratory, which does exactly what it says. This is the life support, where inside the food is stored and where the air is pumped outwards. This is the docking ports, where other spaceship can dock onto it and people can go inside and go in here or here. This is the cryogenic fuel storage, where alternative fuels for other spacecraft with alternative fuel needs can refuel here, as you can see with the correct labels. This is the Aurora 1. Aurora 1 is the spacecraft that will shuttle astronauts and cosmonauts alike to Laos. With a reusable first stage with 5 MSL pressure optimized engines, 4 crew capacity, 4 parachutes, 5 drogue chutes, 4 air brakes and 4 landing legs to touch down softly so the engines don't come in contact with the ground. Aurora 1
will lift off the launch pad into the sky with its first stage engines. And at an altitude of 300 kilometers, the first stage will detach from the main spacecraft and begin its descent. The materials the first stage is constructed with will protect it from aerodynamic heating on re-entry into the atmosphere. When far enough into descent, the drag chutes will deploy, slowing it down enough to allow the main chutes to deploy. Afterwards, when it has slowed down to less than 10 meters per second, the legs will deploy, and it will initiate a touchdown with the landing legs. If the parachutes have deployed, and the speed is more than 10 meters per second, it will use its engines to slow down enough so the legs can touch down. Meanwhile, the main Aurora 1 spacecraft will circularize around Earth orbit, rendezvous with LEOSP, and dock and refuel. This is the Canva poster I made, presenting LEOSP, its functions and goal. Harry P. presents LEOSP, Low Earth Orbit Refueling Spaceport, voyaging into the cosmos on a budget. Did you know that it costs an upwards of $35,678 to send 1 kilogram into low Earth orbit? With this design, we can decrease this number drastically. The Low Earth Orbit Refueling Spaceport, LEOSP, is a space station in LEO low Earth orbit dedicated for refueling shuttles being launched from the Earth's surface. Starting out, it will get fuel shipments from Earth, but later on it will receive resource shipments from the Moon, and it will assemble the fuels for other spacecraft on the space station for incoming spacecraft. Thank you for listening.
Well done, Harry. Thank you for sharing that. That was excellent information. So the main problem that you found with space travel was the cost it takes to build these ships and to travel in space.
Yes.
And what's the easiest way, the largest cost for these spaceships?
Well, the spaceships, normal spaceships, going places, sometimes it costs billions of dollars, upwards of billions of dollars, to launch spacecraft into outer space and to do their missions. But with this design, it allows it to refuel in low Earth orbit, so that it cuts down on fuel costs and less fuel is needed to assemble the craft. Less fuel is needed to put in it when it launches, so it can just refuel there and then go to other places without having to put more fuel in it on launch.
That is an excellent solution to a very difficult problem. Well done, Harry. Thank you.
My topic is getting people fitter and building a gym. It is important because not enough people get any exercise at all. This can be so others can come and exercise. A fact about the topic I have chosen is that people who don't regularly exercise can lose up to 80% of their muscle strength by 65. Why it should matter to other people is that others can live longer and be able to do more things if they go outside. My core statement is that too many people are lazy and just watch TV all day, and that is why they should get off their couches and play some sports. It doesn't have to be a sport, but anything that can help with your fitness. Just like going up and down stairs, just small things can give you a big improvement. The title of my creation is a gym called Fighting for Fitness. I created it as a model to demonstrate what this sports center will look like. It has a nutritionist, a meditation room for relaxing, a place for the gym equipment with a treadmill and weights, and there is also a room for the facilities. this is going to help because more people can be fit and healthy. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Let's give them a clap. Okay. So, Alice, can you talk us through a bit of your Fighting for Fitness, the types of things that you would have in your centre? So what kind of things do you have in the meditation room?
Inside the meditation room is a couple of beanbags and mats, yoga mats.
And what happens in the meditation room?
People can do yoga and be calm and relax.
And in the equipment room, the gym equipment?
The gym equipment room, there are weights and treadmills for people to run on to get more exercise.
And what about in the nutritionist room?
In the nutritionist room, there is a place where you can choose food that will go well with you, and you can decide what would be best for yourself.
Do you have someone there, a nutritionist who helps you pick the foods?
Yes.
That's wonderful. Can we say thank you, Alex?
Hello, my name is Abby Biney and this is my website. My website name is ASP Protection and it is used as a quick little... Basically, it imports itself into your device and helps stop any sort of hack or virus getting into your device. This is my home page showing some quick contact, some support shown with twins, some quick team, just some of the top ranks of the team, some people volunteered to be on here, and that's the goal of my homepage. Next is my about page, shown by clicking on here. There's this quick little quote here showing what we do and offer. Here it shows who we are and our strategies, and here's a button connecting to the contact page. Down here is some quick little paragraphs to explain some things that we have and guarantee. This is just a quick, I don't know, statistics, I suppose. And once again, here's the team. This is all I have so far on this. And two quick quotes. These are the two most recent quotes. Next is my contact page. Obviously, there's a get in touch section right at the top with your name, phone, email, and message, showing with the location, emails, and all that. The home page is reached by clicking on the logo at the top. So, part 1, what matters to me? What matters topic was coding and tech. Coding is the language that used to tell the device what to do, and the tech is usually the actual device. Tech helps you in everyday life, and coding is how you speak to it. There are many different languages of coding, each for different devices and programs. Specifically, coding can help in making programs, websites, and games. This is why I chose it. The core statement of this is because hackers and viruses get into your device and steal data and information on your device. They can change your entire device, infecting it with basically anything they can create. My my website is ASV Protection, and it is used to protect the user's device from hackers and viruses. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to protect the user's device from hackers and viruses by putting itself into the user's device and stopping anything that comes its way. And that's it.
Excellent. Let's give her a clap. So Abby, why do you like coding so much? Why did you select that for your What Matters topic?
Well, I'm really addicted basically to devices, and knowing coding is basically a way to speak to it. So if I learn coding, I can basically do a lot of things with my passion.
And you brought up a really important issue that's facing computer and technology is the viruses and the hackers that can get onto your device. Tell us a little bit why you decided to do ASV protection.
Well, I'm not actually too sure, but it was the first thing that came to my mind when I thought about this problem.
Yeah, well, it's a pretty bad problem, and so some think needs to protect people from it. And is this what ASV does?
Yes. There's a lot of other programs that do the same thing, but I want to try something myself.
Well done. Thank you, Abby.
Hello, my name is Archie Cruz, and today I am going to be talking about the amazing journey I have gone through in honours this year. First of all, I would like to start back in term 1 where we had to pick a topic for a project. It was called So What? So I picked a topic trying to get people to buy electric cars. And this led me to building an electric car that moved using batteries. And I supported this project by making a PowerPoint presentation shown on the screen. How cars clean up, how cars work, car trouble, how cars move, and driving into the future. From there, I took a huge leap to talking about pollution that the gas cars were letting out into the air. I did some research about it, and the website I used was great, and it was called Environmental Justice Australia, and that was called Now What. So that led me here in term 3. I came up with an idea to build something crazy. So that's what I did. I went and built a mini car dealership with a garage, display stand, a satellite, and LED lights. This took a really long time and effort. Here are all the features. It has LED lights in it, and then that's the display stand. And then this is the satellite. And that is the garage. The last stage is called Now What. I have learnt so much being in the honours program, and this project was so fun. I hope we get to do more of this. So thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it.
That was fantastic, Archie. You have learnt so much. Can you turn your project around? Because I saw something very interesting which I think you need to talk about a little bit more. Inside your display room, I can see a car, an electric car, on display, but it started to spin. Is that right?
Yeah.
So what did you do to make all of that happen? Because there were some lights in there as well. What did you do?
I got an old electric helicopter, a toy one, and I took it all apart and just attached a battery to it and put a plastic circle on it and just hot glued a cart on it, and then that was about it.
That's fantastic. And how do you get it to work? What is it attached to there?
It's attached to a 1.5 volt battery on the side here.
Wow.
great.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Archie. Let's give him a clap.
So my first part for term 1 is my so what. My topic was for term 1, Dorper sheep. And this is important to me because I love animals and sheep. And sheep are also really friendly and you can tame them and things like that. In fact about Dorper sheep is that if you want them to become friendly, you will have to get the food for them, and you'll have to go up and pat them a lot, and that also they self-shed, so you don't have to shear them. And Dorper sheep origin was in South Africa. These are really, why should it matter to other people? Because sheep are really great and calm and great pets. And yeah. For term 2, I created my Now What, and that's researching breeds of sheep. I learned that there was a major issue of sheep facing our sheep in Australia. This is drought. Many farmers, when in drought, run out of vital food and water for the herd. This made me consider different solutions to help farmers and sheep when in drought. And my part 3 for term 3 was a website for Purine pellets and a factory. Purine pellets are made from oats, apple, water and hay. These pellets have long shelf life, which means they do not go rotten easily. This means that they can be stored and used when farmers are needing food. These pellets are not as expensive to buy, and any profit made from selling these pellets go directly back to helping farmers in drought.
Can you show us your website?
This is my website for my pellet, and I've got wetlands there, my Canberra project, and I've got a slideshow of all the sheep we have. And then I've got public. I've got the first floor of the factory and the second floor. And then I've got the outside where all the water and the water is stored, and that's basically it. I've got my contact page, so you can contact me and donate money if you like. And products, so it will explain what we sell and what ingredients are all in there and things like that.
Let's give him a clap. Well done, Quinn. So QM pellets, QM, what does that stand for? Quinn McPherson, but what is the other name that you use for your pellets?
Quality made pellets.
Quality made pellets, because they're made with quality, I'm assuming. And learning about how drought affects farmers, is this what inspired you to create the pellets?
Yeah.
And you designed the factory that makes it?
Yes.
Could you show us the page for your factory again? So where did you design these floor plans?
on an app.
Fantastic.
And so there'd be like, apples are stored, hay and oats. And there's like a staff room and things and security.
Your piping systems.
And then that's where all the pellets are made. And then that's the outside. So it'll all go up in tubes up to the second floor. And that's both of them.
Thank you, Quinn. Well done.
My topic is that too much materials and metals is being used for unnecessary things instead of robots. I think that it is important because different robots do very different things in the world, including surgeries and bomb disposal and many other dangerous things, which can save many people's lives. So we need to save metal to save and build more robots. Some facts are that robots also help at recycling centers, which recycles the metals they need to use to make different and more robots in the world. It should matter to other people because maybe some of their relatives are dying. A smart program robot could help and possibly save many lives. And people should care about saving metal for more life-saving robots. Part 2. People are wasting resources and other materials. This means there is not enough to build robots and other life-saving things. We will need many opportunities for new metals and new ways to live life. New Metals Recycling Centre. A miniature model showing how recycling centres work and how easy recycling works. It is going to show different and many people how easy recycling is and what it can do to help the world in multiple ways. That's it. I went further with my learning and decided to make a miniature recycling centre out of cardboard, Lego and others. This diagram will show people what it is like inside one and how important it is. And that's it.
Let's give them a clap. Thank you, Josh. Just a couple of questions. So your original What Matters topic was robotics, is that correct? And what did you learn about robotics? What kinds of things did you learn?
There's many different types of robots that do many different things. There's like chef robots that can cook foods.
Wow.
And different stuff. And there's also like bomb disposals which get rid of dangerous bombs that humans can't do.
That's excellent. And then when you were researching robotics, that's when you found out that there's a lot of materials that are not being used in the right way and that we're wasting a lot of materials.
Yeah, I found out that there's about 60 million tonnes of metal is wasted per year.
That is a lot of waste. So showing the New Metals Recycling Centre, can you just point out the kinds of things that it does?
So we have the trucks that can load and get rid of like things that can't be used and put into different areas. The green part is where the trash comes in and the red is where it gets dropped off. We have Lego people sorting the metals over here and the trash over here to their different piles.
Well done. Well, thank you for that, Josh. Let's give him another clap.
So, my topic was originally about researching cats so I can find out which one's best for a home pet. But when we continue change to helping cats that are abandoned or have been stranded out, and to help send a message so people can help them if they see one. So I decided to create a website about spreading awareness about this problem so more people know about it. And the website is called BT Zone for Cats. And I put heaps of stuff on it that show people how to care for your cat and much of other stuff. And then I kept on going until I eventually finished it. So I published it, and so I hope people can realize the problem that these cats or kittens are going through, and I hope that they realize it's from my website and other people's websites. So if you see a abandoned kitten or cat, I advise you to please go help it, so you can give it a home and place to eat and drink. And this is my website. Down here we have how to take care of your cat if you need to know if you're a beginner taking care of one. And on here, these are places where you can adopt cats. This is about us, or about me. Yeah. And these are other helpful cat websites that you can go to learn more about this problem. And yeah, thank you.
Give him a clap. Thank you, Brent. So I'm just going to ask a couple of questions, Brent. So in our original topic, you mentioned that you were researching different types of cats. What kind of cats did you research?
I researched ones that are good for homes, different types of cats that are good for different types of people, and ones that usually most people get because they're good breeding.
And what was some interesting facts you learnt about? Was it the short hair cat?
Yeah.
What kind of interesting things did you learn about that cat?
I learned about its personality, how you should groom it, how you should take care of it, its diet, and how much love you should give it.
What made you decide to choose cats as a topic?
Well, I really like pets, and I really want to make sure they're all safe and they have a loving home, loving owners, so they can not go through what other cats might have gone through.
And is that why you decided to do BT homes for cats?
I decided to do it so people can spread awareness about this problem.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brent. Well done.